The name of the fund is the L. Robb Scholarship, named for my wife who passed away a few months ago, Lori Robb. I created the fund because my partner and I started doing the GSBA interviews together about 6 years ago. She was the first one in her family to go to college. She felt that helping people get to college allowed them to open doors and possibility to follow their dreams. The endowment that I created is actually time for friends and family to come back on an annual basis and remember her in a way that gives to others at the same time, so we can have a drink as well as help others fulfill their dreams. I'm very thankful that friends and family have helped to seed at least $30,000 of the endowment with me. I hope that everyone each year comes back with a heart full to celebrate Lori and a wallet full to help the scholars move forward.
David Barzilai's name is synonymous with his many voices. He used his singing voice to entertain Microsoft and audiences in Phoenix and Tucson. He greeted his colleagues at Microsoft in the beginning of every day with, "It's going to be a great day. The world is happy with us. Happy day, happy thoughts, happy world." Each day, he used his writing voice to email Microsoft colleagues throughout the entire world. They were eager to honor his wisdom and compassion for their circumstances and challenges. His voice literally changed their worlds. And it is my honor to thank you all for allowing our family and friends to preserve the memory of David's voice in such a powerful and meaningful way as the David Barzilai Scholarship Fund.
When Glenn and I met, it was kind of a love at first sight thing. Here we were, two people in the corporate world at the executive level, and so what did we do? We actually wrote a mission statement for our relationship, and one of the points of that mission statement was realizing we're an out gay couple. So we took it really seriously, and we dedicated ourselves at work, being out, being committed, being a loving couple that did not apologize for that.
And it's another reason that we created this scholarship is to be visible out there as an out gay executive couple.
So this all started with, we'd be out to dinner with friends and they would all be talking about the kids that they have in college. Jokingly, at one point, Glenn and I said, why don't we start putting a kid through college? And it occurred to us to connect with the GSBA. We want the scholars that we invest in to have a really bright future.
Our hope is that it encourages them to become very involved members of each of their communities.
We'll have a student in school for the rest of our lives.
And beyond that.
Oh yeah, it's in perpetuity.
Our family put together the Chester Podladowski Fund for two reasons. The first is my history. I'm a first-generation kid. Both my mom and dad were refugees from World War II who came over to this country and were able to make a terrific life here. You know, you think a guy who had just an 8th grade education, was a machinist in a factory, may not be the most supportive of the LGBT community, but the reality was he was the one guy, the one dad in the neighborhood that wasn't just supportive of me, but all of my lesbian and gay friends who in the 70s were struggling with coming out. This fund is about honoring my dad, honoring first-generation kids who are trying to be the first kids to go to college the same way I was, and then also honoring his love of everyone in the LGBT community. He passed away in 2004. To know what he meant to my wife and our kids, and to know that he's inspiring and in fact taking care of a whole new generation of LGBT youth, it's the best feeling and the best connection with my dad.
We created a named scholarship fund in honor of my father, Rich Tolke. My dad was an avid supporter of the LGBT community, an avid supporter of me as his son when I came out. He was also an out and proud father. We thought it made sense just to help that legacy live on.
It's our way to stay connected to Dad.
We would do the scholarships together, and he would reach moments of frustration when he'd say, how can people throw kids away? How can you
take away a love support system.
Every student that came through had a similar experience, and I saw it again this year. The same experience of just feeling like they had to choose between being true to who they are and their family, church, support system. They had to choose. That's not okay.
And what this program does is gives everyone in this room a chance to say, I am.
And they can be the next generation of folks that are creating new students and new student leader success stories.